Hello and welcome to this new episode of EV Journey. I am Marcus and I have some very exciting news today. I have received an email from Volkswagen as an ID.3 first pre-booker, and it comes with some very interesting information. To start with, in this email they say that they have tested over 1,000 ID.3s in 35 different countries on 11,000 chargers. That's great. The car will come and be delivered and it will be very well tested. Now, the more important information is what is going to come as standard on my ID.3 first in Portugal. So, two of these features are very useless to me and one is extremely useful. So let's see if you can guess what they are. So, to start with, it will come with two-zone climate. Now, people were saying that this wasn't going to come with two-zone climate, but it is. So that basically means that the driver and the passenger can select the temperature they want. So if somebody wants to be hot, they set it hot. If someone wants to be cold, they can set it cold. The next thing it's coming with is a rain sensor. So that means the wipers will automatically come on when it is raining. And then the third thing is that as standard it's going to come with preheat and cool even when the car is unplugged. So for example, you're on the beach, you're coming back to your car and you can set the car 10 minutes before you get into it that you want it to be cold. It will automatically turn the air conditioning on so when you get in the car it's nice and cool or nice and hot depending on how you've set it, and it doesn't have to be plugged into a charger. Now, before people were saying this would only be available on the ID.3 First Plus, but no, now it's coming as standard on the standard edition. The most important feature for me is definitely the pre-cool. Sometimes in Portugal when it's 30 degrees plus outside and you've had to park your car in the sun, being able to turn on the air conditioning before you get into the car is an absolute godsend. Now, strangely, what is completely useless for us as a family is two-zone climate control. We've had this in previous cars and we never used it. We only set the temperature to one temperature setting and me and my wife always kept to that. We never used that. So for us that's pretty useless. We'd never got along with it. Also, what is useless for me is the rain sensor. The rain sensor, I've had it in previous cars, it's never worked for me. I always use the manual setting. I mean, the rain sensor, they just don't seem to work. Perhaps in the ID.3 it will be amazing, it will work, but I doubt it. One thing I really want, which they haven't mentioned, is adaptive cruise control. So going down, what else is in the email? Well, this is a big surprise. They are saying in Portugal, because I didn't think this would be included in the Portuguese ID.3 first, is that we can have 2,000 kilowatt hours free or up to 600 euros free of energy on the Ionity network. Well, as you can see, there's no Ionity networks in Portugal, and according to the Observer newspaper, there isn't going to be any Ionity network charges. So I'm not quite sure how Portuguese ID.3 first drivers are going to get the use of Ionity unless they go abroad, which you'll have to go to the other side of Spain to be able to use this or do a road trip across Europe. So unless Ionity comes to Portugal by the summer or by the end of the year, this looks like it could be pretty useless. They've released some new videos about the ID.3. One of the best ones is the crash testing. So it seems very good, the crash testing, and for sure this will be a very secure car in a test. It seems they've really concentrated on crash testing, so that's great, something good for the ID.3. They've also given nice videos and nice graphics about the realistic ranges you should expect with the ID.3. So they're saying for the 45 kilowatt hour version, you should expect between 230 and 330 kilometers. The 58 kilowatt hour version, 300 to 420 realistic kilometers. And if you were to go for the 77 kilowatt hour version, that's a massive 390 to 550 realistic kilometers. They do say these realistic kilometers do not include things such as air conditioning and heating. So if you have air conditioning on, expect lower figures. They also have this nice graphics here, which doesn't mean a lot, just to tell you that you'll use more energy when you're on a motorway using the heater or using the air conditioning. One thing they do say is if the majority of the time you're actually driving in cities, you should get a higher figure than the WLTP because of all the start-stop that you do within the city. So you could actually get higher than the WLTP figures if you drive a lot in the cities, which is great news for city drivers. Saying if you just do short distances to the shops, see family, about 50 kilometers per day, you should consider getting the 45 kilowatt hour version. So that's a short range version. If you do 200 kilometers per day, or if you occasionally take trips to the sea or to the mountains, you should get the 58 kilowatt hour version. Now that's perfect for me because I actually chose the 58 kilowatt hour version. I do 120 kilometers daily drive to work, and I go on trips to the Algarve, to the sea, regularly. So, you know, it seems 58 kilowatt hour version is perfect for me. They're saying the 78 kilowatt hour version is for people who don't do long distances and for people who regularly take trips of 800 to 1,000 kilometers, which is not me. So, you know, I think this is great information, and I've chose the 58 kilowatt version, which is the version for me. So, this has been some interesting new news about the ID.3, especially for Portuguese buyers. Thank you for watching this episode of EV Journey. Please comment below and see if these features are useful for you and if you're excited about them. And please click subscribe so you can follow me on my journey of going from a petrol car into an electric ID.3 first in Portugal.